Hey besties! In case you haven't figured it out, when I do a dye video, I'll do a whole bunch in the same day. So we're going to do another dye for dye. This will be my third batch of dyeing for the day. And today we're using Gray Shetland and Faux Angora. What I did was I pulled off the same amount of each, and I'm going to put them in the pan together, and then maybe we might blend them when they're done. I don't know. We shall see what happens. But we're going to get our fibers started and then get some water on it so we can get soaking. There we go. So equal parts Faux Angora and Gray Shetland. Okay, perfect. Just want a little bit of water, get that pre-soaking a bit. And we're going to set that aside while we determine what dyes we're going to use. Now, I thought for this one, we would go with my greener shades. So we have 8 dyes. And I'm going to turn them so I can't see what they are. The only one I know is the river blue. I don't know what gives it away. All right. So we have 8 dyes. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So up, then back. We have our 8-sided die here. 3. We're going to use 3 dyes. Apparently, Dye for Dye likes the number 3. Okay, so we need to have 3 picks. So 3 rolls. 8. This is 8. So we have Sunshine Yellow. It's 1. 4. That is Coral Reef Aqua. That's 2. That's an interesting combo. Okay, what's our third gonna be? I'm just blowing on the dice for luck. 2. It is Amethyst Purple. Well, this is going to be an interesting palette. We've got Amethyst Purple, Coral Reef Aqua, and Sunshine Yellow. Oh my. This could be very interesting. All right, I'm going to get some water heating for boiling, and we'll get mixing it up and dyeing some more roving. Back in a bit. The kettle is boiled. It is time to do some mixing. First, we're going to go with the Sunshine Yellow. Now, this stuff tends to not, like it leaves like little bitties in it. And I want fairly intense colors, so I'm going to go with 1/4 teaspoon. Just rinse off that spoon right into the cup. See, the orange or the yellow just never wants to blend very well. And it always comes out of solution very quickly. That'll do for now. That'll do, pig. That'll do. All right. Next, we're going to mix up our Coral Reef Aqua. Now, this is the one that's hard to exhaust, but it's a gorgeous color. Look at this. Oh, it's so pretty. Ooh, I'm almost out too. So I am just going to add 1/8 teaspoon of that. The saturation of that color is really good, but it does take a long time to exhaust. So the less, the better, as far as I'm concerned. Just rinse off the spoon. And then we're going to mix it. Okay. And then our last one is our Amethyst Purple. And I think we only need 1/8 teaspoon of this too. The yellow tends to get overwhelmed by other colors very quickly. So I'm keeping that one a little stronger than the other two. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm going to top these up a little bit. We'll do about half a cup, maybe. Okay. Now, let's give them all another mix. Oh, I forgot to mix my citric acid. There we go. And we always have a towel over our shoulder. That coral reef aqua is so pretty. See, that's the coral reef aqua. I keep all my old towels for doing this. All right. We have everything mixed. Let's bring over our pan. Da, 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 da. Our gray Shetland and Fauxgora. Now, I am going to start by putting the yellow in the middle. And then I'm going to put coral reef aqua at one end. And amethyst purple at the other. And I have some extra water if I need it. I like the way the stripes look. All right, we are going to add some citric acid water. Warm. And then we're going to start pushing it down. Yeah, we don't have much water in here at all. It's all right. I'm going to leave it like that for now while I get the dyes spread around so it won't travel too far on its own. And we'll go into the yellow. Okay. Oof, this is pretty. And then into the purple. It looks like it all got soaked up really good. Perfect. Now, we're just going to add a bit of water. And I want to do it carefully. So I'm going to go over the spoon so it's not like splashing right on the fiber. Kind of gentle that flow of water. There we go. All right. Oh, I really like that speckly look, but I think it's going to disappear as it cooks. Gosh, this is pretty. Just kind of letting the water and dye get between them. I know it's speckly, but I like the speckly look because when you spin it, it gives it such a tonal quality. It's just a thing with me. All right. So that's going to go in the oven and we'll let it cook for probably 20 minutes, I'm thinking. And then we'll check on it and see how it's doing. And in the meantime, I'm going to get the dye I spilt all over the counter wiped up. So we'll be back. Let's see what we got. Yay! 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 Warm. Wow. I really love those colors. Let's see how our dye is doing. No, there's still quite a bit in there, so I'm going to kind of shove it down a bit. Let's see how it's doing underneath. Actually, not bad. Oh, there's some white. Oh no! It's got tangled on my Okay, then we're going to pull these open. See if we got dye stuck in between. And then we'll check this end. So it looks like, just big surprise, the Coral Reef Aqua is being a bit of a pain. So I'm just going to swish this up a bit. I'm going to grab let's grab some more Shetland and throw that in there, because being wool, it's going to suck up the water faster and hopefully suck up the dyes faster. So we'll just grab a chunk of that and pop that right in there. Whew, I'm working up a sweat now. Okay, there. Now this is plenty hot and the other two are exhausted. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let this cool and see if it soaks up the last of that Coral Reef Aqua. But I know that that one is really, really hard to exhaust. So if it doesn't exhaust, I'm not surprised. So I'll let this one cool, then I'll get it washed up and out to dry, and we'll be back with results. I'm excited. Like, look how pretty this is. Oh, okay. I am so excited. Look at how these turned out. The colors are spectacular. The Dye for Dye knew what it was doing. Now, this is the gray Shetland, and you can see that it actually took the colors quite nicely. It's so pretty. And then this is the Fauxgora. Now I've doubled it up before I braided it, so the colors are a little more chaotic than they actually are. But look how bright they are compared to the Shetland. Okay, now what I want to do, I want to blend this on my hackle. I want to blend 50-50 the Shetland and the Fauxgora. This will lighten it up. This will darken it up. I think it would be really cool. I want to stick colors with colors though. So we're going to do a small sample of blended. And then we might do a sample where we just spin some of the Shetland, some of the Angora, and then ply them together and see what it looks like when we're done. So this has turned into a project and I'm very excited. Dye for Dye knows what it's doing. And this was just the dye soppers I used to try to take up that extra Coral Reef Aqua. So it's just got just a hint of that coral reef through some of it. And the rest is still that gray brown. So I think this might spin up interesting too. It'll have just like a slight wash of color throughout the yarn. I think it'd be really cool. So we'll try that too. We have projects. Woohoo! let's get to it. I'm still working on resetting my house. So this is what we've got to work with for now. I will probably have a better angle in the future. But we are going to blend some of our Shetland with some of our Fauxgora. I don't want to do too much, so I'm just going to make sure I get all the color repeats. So blue, yellow, red, and then a second yellow. Huh, okay. Must have been the way I had the fiber in it. So I'm going to break off that chunk. So we'll use that. And then we'll get our Angora opened up here. Yep. This is so soft and so pretty. Okay, I've dyed them together so they should line up one way or another. Let's try from the other end. No, the other end doesn't start with blue, it starts with purple. So we'll go with this end. And the Angora is thin, so I don't mind if it's little. There we go. It's a little more of the Fauxgora. Actually, it's thin roving, like you look at how thin that is, but it's hefty. It's dense. All right. So we'll start with breaking off the blue. It's going to have a little bit of yellow on the ends, but I don't think that's going to matter. I'm going to break off the blue on this one. There we go. Okay, so let's start with the blue. Put a little bit. Start with the Shetland, I meant. I'm going to do some Fauxgora. Fauxgora. Yeah, that works. Ooh, she's staticky. I need to find my spritzer bottle. Then we'll do some more Shetland. And then do some more Fauxgora. Then we'll do some more Shetland. Now, because this is already top, we're only combing it to blend the fibers, so. It's more Fauxgora. We may not need all this Fauxgora. It is really, really dense. I didn't realize how dense it was. No wonder the roving itself is thin. Okay. I'm just going to leave that bit. And I have some coffee. All right. And we're going to comb it off. Just loosen that up on the back a bit. Ooh, this is looking cool. Now, just because of the nature of combing, there's still going to be quite a bit left on there. So we'll just add that to a pile. Loosen that up. And now we're going to go back this way. And I think that's going to be enough to blend it. I expected to have to do more passes than that, but I actually like the look of this. So I think we're going to just stick with this. Keep banging it on the hackle. Okay, that's enough there. Let me grab a diz of some kind. All right, just for comparison, this was the unblended. Look at how much brighter that is. So pretty. Okay. I'm going to use a diz. I'm going to pull this up so it's all nice and loose. I'm going to use my biggest hole. Oof. I was going too far. Now, I think that the Shetland may be quite a bit shorter than the Angora or the Fauxgora. So we might be pulling the fibers apart again. I'll have a look at the roving and see. So I might need to diz with very, very short little pushes. Just to keep those fibers together. Okay. Let's have a look at our roving. No, actually it's not too bad. So there's our first blended roving. Okay, that's good enough. We'll use these fibers too, don't worry. All right, and we'll blend down. Oh no! I haven't had that happen before. That's a new one. Well, I'm just going to try to get them back on the comb. Just by doing this. Stabbing myself in the thumb in the process, but oh well. I'm just basically combing it out of my hand back onto the comb. I don't know how I did that. That was pretty stupid. Oh well. I'm known for being mal-coordinated. No biggie. Okay, now we're back to work. And you can see there's some little bits that didn't get hooked back on the comb. So we'll pull them off, comb them back on. And I'm not worried about keeping this as a top, so I'm not worried about all the fibers still going in the exact same direction because Fauxgora does not have a way it grows. So, you know, making a top is not possible. Now I think I'm going to end up with a little bit more waste on this one just because it came off the combs. So we're going to call this done. And there's our third blend. Okay, so we have that. We have this, which we're going to comb into roll eggs at some point. Probably not today, because I want to experiment with this. Whoops. Cover those up because Bobble likes to be up there. And we're going to spin a bit. With words are hard. I'm going to spin a single with that. And a single with that and ply them together and see how that looks too. Now that we have everything ready, to the spinning wheel. I had a great time with this dye for dye. The Fauxgora and the brownie gray Shetland dyed in the same batch, as you can see. So first, let's have a look at the ones that we blended on the combs. So here's a stitched up sample of what it ends up looking like. Now, your fibers are only going to be as soft as your softest fibers. So this isn't the softest Shetland I've worked with. I wouldn't call it like next to the skin, but mittens or socks would probably be great. But I love how the colors came out so bright. And you can see I started with crochet and then went to knit. It's pretty, right? And it's very squishy. So then I did just the Fauxgora and just the Shetland. So you can see how, despite being dyed in the same batch, how the colors are different. But I'm surprised actually at how bright the Shetland still looks. I mean, compared to the Fauxgora, which was white. It's not near that bright, but it is quite pretty still. And then we can compare them, let's go this way, to our blend. And it does end up right in the middle of those two colors, the brightnesses of the colors. Because you can see here, it's brighter than just the Shetland, but the color is still really intense on the Shetland. And it's definitely darker than the just Fauxgora. But you can see how all those colors played out. And it was really fun to play around with this. I had a really good time with this. So that's it for our dye for dye today. I hope you enjoyed this little chaotic adventure. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!